Hello, welcome down onto the Tech Desk. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this. This is the GameSir G8 Galileo Type-C mobile phone controller. Okay, so I've had a look at a few of these and I've used way more than have ever been on camera. And this is a cracker for a couple of reasons, which I'm going to go through in the video. So we'll start off with the unboxing of everything you get in the box. Then I'm going to talk about the buttons and stuff, a few of the features and the main selling point of this controller. And then I'll get my phone on it. So as I said, it's USB Type-C, so it will be doing the iPhone 15 and any Android phone compatible phone. I've got a really old Android phone I use for these ones with this on here, and it's okay, but we'll talk about that later. So here's the box then. This is the box you get it in. GameSir G8 Galileo Type-C wired mobile gaming controller. Fantastic. A bit about it on there, a bit more about it on the back. Charging and 3mm pass-through port, which we'll talk about later. 2 macro buttons, brilliant. Laser engraved texture grip, fantastic. And then on here we have a bit more about it. So we have these 3 thumbsticks here. Cloud gaming compatible, controller type games playable, ultra low latency wired, compatible with 115 to 185mm. Okay, so if your phone sits in that, it'll be good to go. Durable components, and then share your highlights, which is the thing about it. And then a few bits about it down there. Okay, so when you take it out then, the first thing you'll notice is this. The main selling point for me on this controller is the comfort. It is really big and it's very, very comfortable for my adult-sized average hands. So when you got it in your hand, it feels like an Xbox controller. The triggers, the bumpers, the sticks, the buttons, it really does feel like one, hence why I've got one here. But if you look, it is still a little bit bigger than an Xbox controller there, but if you see the triggers, I mean, they feel almost identical. There's a bit more resistance with a Xbox controller than on here, but they certainly feel different, similar, and these feel virtually identical as well. And the buttons, they are smaller than Xbox, but they do feel the same. And again, look, a little bit bigger than on here. So if you're used to playing with an Xbox controller, you'll have no problems with this. I've used a lot of these handheld devices, and a lot of them are a little bit fiddly and a little bit hard to hold, and yeah, no problems with this. This does feel like a proper controller when you hold it in your hands. Okay, so nice color scheme, grey and the 2-tone purple on the buttons there. And if we talk about it, so we have kind of like share buttons. So these buttons here, they're all kind of assignable anyway, but you've kind of got your share and your menu, and then you've got a screen grab, an M button for your functions, and you have the GameSir button, which generally just takes you to like the desktop. We have the 2 thumbsticks and the D-pad, X, Y, A and B, and then spinning over we have R4 and L4, so you have your paddles there. Let's quickly talk about these paddles. They're in a great position for your finger. You can rest them on there, it doesn't press it, but then when you actually do want to go about pressing it, no problems at all. Okay, so really nice placement of these back paddles. I do love a back paddle. This is all kind of like smooth apart from the logo on there, but if you look on here, it has this engraved kind of grippy texture all the way around there, which helps with the grip on it as well. But look at the size of that there. That's probably a really nice angle to show you how big it is. Super comfortable. And then, as we said, 115 to 185mm on your phones. It will accommodate most phones, I'd say, and deep enough here for when you've got your camera module sat in there as well. In here, it's all rubber on the sides there, so this is a lot quite grippy along here, and then this whole back bit is rubber, and then again it's all grippy here where your kind of adjustable USB-C only adjusts that way. It doesn't adjust the other way, so it's only this way that it's adjusting. So on the bottom here, we've got a USB-C here for charging pass-through. However, on my old Android, it doesn't have that. It's only on selected devices. And we have the 3.5mm for your headphones. Over on the left, the thumbsticks. We'll go through the GameSir app with the thumbsticks as well. But when you get it out of the box, it's basically loads of dead zone in the middle, and then loads of dead zone on the outside. They've kind of like out of the box. It's a bit odd. So you will need to go and get the GameSir app just to adjust this yourself, but they feel fine. They feel really good. When I actually adjusted the dead zones, because I like 0 dead zones, so I put 0 dead zone on these when I'm playing a mobile. They felt great. And the D-pads, the personal preference with D-pads, I understand that, but this one was quite good. Nice and clicky. It doesn't go all the way down like so. Nice. And these are the buttons down here. They all feel clicky, and these just feel like regular buttons. If you've used pretty much any standard official controller, these feel great. Easy to reach as well. So you've got the asymmetrical design here. Easy to reach, like that, X, Y, A, and B. No problem. And then when you're clicking them in, these kind of feel in between. They feel solid enough to feel like a good quality controller. And if you notice on the triggers here, so these are analog and these are digital. Again, when we're going to the software, these are pretty much hair triggers. As soon as you touch it, it flicks, but you can go and change that in the software. So these triggers here have grippy textures on them, if you look there. Okay. So the overall theme of this controller is it is ridiculously comfortable. It makes it so much better playing with a controller on a mobile device. Okay, there's a couple of other features as well. So what you can do is you can pop these off. I don't know, at some point they might get replacement these, I don't know. And then we can get a good look. So we can take these out here and we can have a look inside there. And then similarly with this side, take these out and we can pop this off here. Now with these two are what came in the box. You also get yourself 3 more. So in total you get 5. So let's run through them. You get one kind of small length, I'd say, but domed with the circles on the top. You'd get another 2 here, which are what come, and they are just like your standard controllers of height. This one, which is a longer version, this is the one I have on my right stick of that, and then we have a tiny little one there. So you have all your choices. I go for the long stick on here, on this one, and then I go for the round version on this one, on this side there, like so, and then put those 3 to one side. In here you also get your instruction manual, and as with GameSir, you're going to get a sticker. You always get a sticker with their stuff. And then these are connected by magnets, like I say, and I'm sure they might do some more of these, I'm not sure, but they just easily pop straight on like so. So like I said, I've got my really old Android phone here that I use for these. And the way to put it in is you pop it in the top there, stretch it out, and just kind of hold it into the phone there and just make sure you get it popped in and seated in there like so. And then it comes on to show that you've connected. You probably might need to download the GameSir software to get this connected first time, because mine didn't connect straight out of the box. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just going to fire up the GameSir app. So all you're going to do is you're just going to download it from the Play Store, okay? And then when you open it up, it might ask you to do a calibration and an update. Just go and update all the firmware and you can do that. And then it will have all your games which you can do from the launcher here. And then right down the bottom here, we have firmware update, calibrate now, gamepad test, key settings. Gamepad test is just basically just testing all of the buttons. That's all it's doing. No calibration needed in there. But if you go down to here, key settings, it's this bit in here is where you can change it all. So if I just quickly ping over to sticks, you look at sticks, your stick will out of the box most likely be somewhere like that. So it was really quite snappy. You'll need to change that. I've just, for the purposes of this, changed it to 0 to 100, 0 to 100. So I know that as soon as I move it, we're going to be hitting this right at the edge. There, hit the edge, and we're at the edge of here. So there's hardly any, well, there's no dead zone in the middle and no dead zone on the outside. Let's quickly go back to buttons. So this is where you can change it from the Xbox layout to the Switch layout. And then here, this is where I just map the buttons. So the paddle here, this back one here, you can change to be LB if you want to, hit confirm, and then map that one to right trigger, confirm, like that, done. And that's mapped them on here. And then with the triggers, similarly, when you get out of the box, these are basically hair triggers. They will snap as soon as you press them. So when you're out of the box, it's almost like this. Whereas I had to change it from, well, I'm going to change it from 0 to 100, just so there was some analog version in there. So nothing, all the way up to 100 there, like so. Okay. Similarly with the left one there, like that. So what I suggest then is, if you're going to get the controller, get the GameSir app from the Play Store, and then you can just tweak about with it and just tweak it to be the settings of how you want it to be. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into a game. I've got PUBG Mobile on there. You can just fire up from there, but first time I would suggest going into the GameSir app and then adding it to here, so that when you open it up, it will map all of the keys and all the stuff for you. So launching teacher mode, you might get a prompt to say enable it, and all you're going to do is going to go into one of the settings. It will send you there. You just enable it, and you're going to launch it in mode. But I've already got it running in the background. So as I said, it's run there, and as you can see there, we've got it all running. What you'll need to do though is you will need to change the sensitivity on it. So I've literally got PUBG just running up on kind of like training mode here, so it's telling me what to do, where I need to go and stuff. I've got it really sensitive on this game. As you can see, look, ready, like really sensitive. So you'll need to go and tweak it for every game. I just fired up this game for you just to show you. But really, essentially, if it doesn't work with the controller mode, you just go into the GameSir app, add it, and it works. And in terms of playing the actual game itself, it feels brilliant. The sticks are sensitive. You've got loads of customization for it. And as we said, on top of that, the best thing is the comfort on here. Really, really good. Now, similarly, if we're going to be using the Game Pass, so we've got the Game Pass app here. I've gone through the GameSir app, fired it up through Game Pass, and then you can see that it works perfectly. If you want to adjust a volume, by the way, if you hold that down and press up and down on there, you can set the volume. Let's just turn that down while we just crack into a little game. So this is via the cloud. Gameplay is going to be affected by how you do with the cloud, but in terms of the sticks and the controlling it as a game controller, it just feels fantastic. So a really good controller. I've used a lot of these, and this feels the best in terms of comfort, and certainly feels the best in terms of the sticks and the usage on the D-pad and all the buttons. I think this is a really good, solid contender if you want to use it from your mobile with USB-C. Go and have a look. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of it on Amazon, but well worth checking out. This is the GameSir G8 Galileo Type C. Really nice controller. Okay, please do like, please do subscribe to the next video. Bye-bye.